Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. Next week's video will be our monthly Q&A. So please post your questions in the comment section or email me if you prefer to be anonymous. I will do my best to answer as many of your questions as I can. Also, I recommend you take a look at my older Q&A videos as I may have answered your questions already. Link to the Q&A playlist is in the description. You may have noticed that in my video series, I provide both Chinese and English versions of key terms. Given the contextuality of Hanyu or Chinese language, I always provide the English interpretation of the Chinese term. It's not at all necessary for you to learn the entire Chinese language, but I believe it is a good idea for you to remember some key terms in Chinese. Mentioning the original language term along with its English translation and interpretation is an effective teaching method for any traditional practice, in my opinion. If you haven't been doing so already, I suggest you try to memorize some of the Chinese terms in Mandarin, and with time, you will understand the topic better. That is the approach I use to improve my own English skills. Think about it. If you remember 3 Chinese characters from each video, then you will be able to memorize hundreds of characters in the future. So please give it a try, and who knows, you may even find it to be an enjoyable exercise. Today, I'd like to introduce Sanxin, an old but not very popular term used in the internal martial art community. Sanxin is not a very popular term, but based on my experience, it is an important concept in practice. So, topics covered in today's video include: first, meaning and origin of Sanxin. Second, different explanations for Sanxin. Third, principles of Sanxin practice. Fourth, further applications of Sanxin. Fifth, demonstration. Sixth, correction of students' practice. Seventh, takeaways. So, without any further ado, let's get started. First, meaning and origin of Sanxin. Sanxin consists of 2 characters. The first character, San, means 3. The second character, Xin, has 2 meanings depending on different explanations. As a result, Sanxin can either be interpreted as 3 centers or 2 centers and the mind. I will explain these 2 interpretations in the next topic. Now, I'd like to briefly introduce the history of Sanxin. The earliest mentions of Sanxin in the context of martial arts can be traced back to some old style, such as Fanzi. With regards to the internal styles, Sanxin can be found in 九要论, or 9 important discussions. By the way, 九要论 is an important document that I have talked about to some extent in last week's video titled Internal Style Concept 26 四烧. I recommend you watch it if you haven't already. Link is in the description. In the discussion number 5 of the 九要论, it says 四体三心和气为一. 四 means 4, 体 means body. Together, there are at least 3 explanations for 四体 in a martial context. First, 4 body parts including head, torso, arms and legs. Second, the 2 arms and 2 legs. And 3, the whole body was called 四体 in the old time as well. As for Sanxin, San means 3, Xin means mind or center. He means merge. Yi means one. Qi means energy. Yi qi is the term that means energy. So this term can be translated to four bodies and Santi merge as one. Here I have intentionally used the original Chinese term Sanxin. This was the first time that Sanxin was recorded in any internal martial training document about 500 years ago. Again, a term without further explanation will lead to different interpretations by the future generations. So that is why Sanxin has multiple meanings. Sanxin is nowadays mostly used in Xingyi. Sometimes it's also used in Bagua and Tai Chi. So I will elaborate this term mainly based on some classic Xingyi documents, which brings us to the next topic. Topic number 2. Different explanations for Sanxin. As I mentioned in the last topic, Sanxin has two interpretations. The first interpretation is 3 centers, while the second interpretation is 2 centers and the mind. Now let's talk about each of them. The first, Sanxin means 3 centers. Xin means center or center of an area. So Sanxin include center of the hand, center of the foot, center of the crown or top of the head. So Sanxin involves the subtle movements of the 3 areas, including hands, feet, and the top of the head. Now, the key question here is, what exactly do we mean by the subtle movement of these 3 areas? Well, basically, there are 2 approaches to this area, inward approach and outward approach, depending on your objective of practice. By the way, all the classic documents only talk about the inward approach. The outward approach is my original contribution. I conceptualized it more than 10 years ago while I was teaching my students in Montreal. First, inward approach. If you keep a static posture, for instance, in a Santi stance, then the centers of your hand and the feet should slightly have an inward motion, while in a Fali movement, they should slightly have an outward motion. Please keep in mind that the inward motion is to ensure the energy on your hands will be able to extend to the fingertips and the bottom of the palm, or the energy in your feet will be able to extend to toes and heels. How come an inward motion can create an extended motion on the 2 ends of hand or feet? That needs you to practice in order to experience this by yourself. Please pause this video and give it a try. You may feel the difference while applying this subtle movement. You can start it on your hand first. Please give it a try now. So, how about the crown? Yes, the crown should always maintain an upward motion, but for static postures, the upward motion is just a mild motion, while the body sinking downward. It is a subtle state and needs to be experienced as you practice these motions in your hand and feet. Now you can pause the video and try both the subtle movement on your hand, feet, and head together. Second, outward approach. If you execute a Faji movement, for instance, a palm strike, then the center of your hands and the feet should slightly extend downward so that the striking area of your hand will become stronger, no matter if it is the edge of your palm or the root of your palm. At the same time, the top of your head will extend as well. This is an intensified extending motion, not the same as the mild extension in the inward approach. The center of these three body parts will adjust according to different movement. It may be only a subtle motion, but it can have a great effect on your practice. So, the meaning of the term 三心, according to this interpretation, is three centers of three body areas, including hands, feet, and top of the head. Now, let's talk about the second explanation of 三心. The second version of 三心 includes the centers of the hands and the feet, and the mind. In Chinese language, the character 心 can mean heart, emotion, thought, center, and so on. So the third 心, besides the centers of hands and feet, is the mind. Some 形意 documents such as Xue Dian's 形意拳 training manual say that the centers of the hand and the feet should have an inward motion. The mind should focus while maintaining a stance. Personally, I prefer the first explanation since, according to the traditional Chinese way of writing, it is just not correct to emphasize both physical movement and the intangible mind in one term. But I still introduce both versions so that you can choose the right one for yourself. Topic 3. Principles of 三心 practice. I understand that it is not easy to explain any topic related to physical movements without physical demonstration. Even with a physical demonstration, it is still difficult to demonstrate subtle motions involved in the movement. The subtle movements that I talked about in the last topic are a primary example of it. So, what you can do is to keep these principles in mind and try to apply them in your practice. I'm sure one day it will become a part of your practice. For the principle part, I will only introduce two important terms so that you will be able to master them easier. Sometimes less is more. First, 许发兼备. 许发兼备 is a popular term used in the internal style community, especially in the Tai Chi community. 许 means accumulate power, 发 means release power, 兼 means both, 备 means exist. Put together, this term expresses the nature of a practice that any movement has two aspects. Accumulation and release of energy should coexist in practice. Yes, like I mentioned that in a static posture, the inward motion of the centers of the hand and the feet is to ensure the strength can be extended to the end, including fingertips and toes. But in a 发劲 movement, the outward motion of the hands and feet movement can greatly strengthen the impact of a strike. In internal martial art practice, different body parts, especially the hands, should not always maintain a fixed shape. Instead, the hand shape should adjust depending on its objective. For example, during a defensive posture, the centers of the hands and the feet normally maintain an inward structure, while during a force releasing movement, the centers should momentarily be extended outwards. These minor details can have a major impact on the effect of your hand strikes. This is why I prefer using 许发兼备 to express the dynamic changing of the centers of the hands and the feet for optimal 发劲 performance. Second, 三心归一, which translates to three centers return as one. I created this term as a follow-up to my video titled Decoding Martial Proverb number 7, Curved Movements, Straight Force, and 形意 Full Imageries. Please watch it if you haven't already. Link is in the description. In this term, 三 means three, 心 means centers. 归 means return, 一 means one. Yes, the original 九要论 document does mention the term 合为一气. 合为一气 which translates to unify as one or unify as one energy. So what is the one energy? Well, nobody in history talked about it, and I found this to be an insufficient term. So going forward, I'd like to replace the 和气为一 with the term 三心归一. I will also explain 三心归一 based on my own experience over the decades. 三心归一 is used to express that the power should be unified as one and directed to defeat your opponent. Since there are multiple body parts involved in applying the 三心 concept in a dynamic state, directing the unified energy to the right place is the key objective here. Also, one of the objectives of a 三心 in self-defense situations is to create a solid structure consisting of the arms, legs, and other part of the body. When the part that makes contact with the opponent, for example, the arm, reaches the opponent's body, the unified power should be transferred to the opponent's body through the area in contact. Maintaining a solid structure is to concentrate the power so that it can be directed to penetrate the opponent's body structure. This is an important fighting strategy of the internal styles. Structure is for self-defense purposes and not simply for a nice demonstration. So the term one in three center return to one or 三心归一 signifies the energy which should be directed to the opponent's body. So the term one in three centers return to one or 三心归一 signifies the energy which should be directed to the opponent's body. Topic 4. Further application of a 三心. So far, I have mainly focused on the martial aspect of the 三心. So how about the health benefits of applying 三心? Does 三心have any health benefits? The answer is yes. Let me explain. In Xiu Dao, traditionally, there is the practice called 三心并. 三 means three, 心 means centers, 并 means merge. Usually, this practice is in the format of a stance or even a sitting posture. For example, there is the 三心并 stance practice created by Dr. Pang Ming in the 1980s, which was a very popular Qigong practice back then. With a certain body structure, for example, a stance with the hands on the lower stomach, certain visualization exercise will be practiced in order to accumulate energy as a Qigong exercise. The 三心 or three centers in such a Qigong exercise includes centers of hand, feet, and top of the head. The visualization part of that exercise is to visualize that the three centers move towards the lower dantian area. This is the perfect example of applying the 三心 concept into Xiu Dao practice. Such an exercise is considered a further application of a 三心 for health. So you can see that the same concept applied in different areas will have different objectives, results, and benefits. Also, this is an example of modifying a martial practice into Xiu Dao practice instead of directly applying the same practice as in martial art. Certain elements need to be adjusted and adapted in order to achieve the ideal benefits. Topic 5. Demonstration of a 三心. Today, I'd like to demonstrate an exercise from Xing Yi that emphasizes and practice the 三心 principle in practice. It is the dynamic exercise can be used for Fajin practice. Let me demonstrate one exercise that can help you practice the 三心 concept. So, you can keep this posture. Then when the palm move inward, then here tuck the inward, and then back. Then put the force in the end. One. Then prepare. Two. One. Two. One. And you can walk also. Topic 6. Correction of a student's practice. Okay, now let my students demonstrate the 形意劈拳 of the metal fist. Then I correct his practice. Okay, now you can start from the 70 stance. Continue. 1, 2. Okay. 3. Now go back. Let him correct the movement. Okay. First of all, focus on the 3 center. Oh, 三心 concept. So relax a little bit. Here, tuck inward. Then try to send energy to the fingertips and the bottom of the palm. Then bend a little bit. That's very good. Then continue. 1, slowly. 2, don't move. More. Very good. Now continue. Then 3, continue. 1, 2, 3. Now turning. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Stop. Yes. Continue. 3. 1, 2. Now turn. 1. Okay. Pretty good. Now close. Thank you. Topic 7. Takeaways. The earliest mentions of 三心 as the term used in the context of martial art can be traced back to some old styles, such as Fanzi. With regards to the internal style, 三心 can be found in 九要论. Second, 三心 has 2 interpretations. First interpretation is 3 centers, while the second interpretation is 2 centers and the mind. I prefer the first interpretation, 3 centers. Third, during the static posture, the center of the hands and the feet should move inward, while the center of the crown should extend upward. Fourth, during the Faji movement, the centers of the hands and the feet should extend outward, while the center of the crown should extend upward. Fifth, principles of 三心. First, 许发兼备. Second, 三心归一. 三心并 is a practice in 修道 and 气功, which applies 三心 with the objective of keeping good health. So, that brings us to the end of today's video. Remember, next week will be our Q&A video. Please post your question in the comment area or email me if you prefer to be anonymous. Also, check out my Q&A playlist for past Q&A videos. Thank you for watching, see you next time, and enjoy your practice.